All right, hello, my name is Jason Burdett, and this is my final project, Deadlink. This is a first person shooter I built in Unreal Engine 5.6. I was responsible for everything from level design and asset implementation to sound, lighting, and coding. The goal was to create a fully playable, kind of cyberpunk inspired FPS level that feels immersive, atmospheric, and also fun. So my vision started with cyberpunk world, with like a cyberpunk world in nighttime, kind of like a sundown. I wanted the setting itself to feel kind of like part of the gameplay, not just a backdrop. I did this by combining neon reflections, graffiti, and a low light atmosphere environment. I designed a level that was visually striking while also encouraging replayability and really player engagement. So, for the audience and purpose, this project is built for FPS players who want both immersive and action oriented gameplay. The challenge was to take a single level, make it feel alive and purposeful. My solution was to design with intention entirely. I didn't want to use anything that, oh, I think this looks cool here. I wanted everything to have a purpose and a meaning behind it with the design. Um, I did this by using graffiti, lighting, and sound as tools to guide the players, really keep them engaged, and most importantly, making sure every area of the map felt worth exploring. Right. Iteration and research. So yeah, I drew a lot of my inspiration from games like Doom, obviously Cyberpunk 2077, and there's a huge underlying inspiration from Halo. Um, I studied how their maps used lighting, flow, and environmental storytelling to move players without forcing them. I carried those ideas into my own design by layering the neon and graffiti that I used as cues, kind of subtle cues to get the player's attention and help influence navigation and also create an atmosphere. So, prototype and proof of concept. So, the project began with a simple block out just to test scale and flow. From there, I implemented two working weapons, each with its own coded projectiles and sound effects. Um, Once the mechanics were solid, I built out the environment, adding lighting, textures, reflections to kind of give this cyberpunk vision I had to life. So, level design. Level design was one of my top priorities, and honestly, where I put a majority of my time in this. I layered graffiti strategically to act as visual markers. I was pulling players into areas that I really wanted them to explore. I was thinking of creative ways to do that without just saying, look here. I used lighting really in the same way. Every glow, reflection, or neon highlight, I placed all of those intentionally so that the environment would naturally guide the players to different areas instead of just leaving them wandering aimlessly. So for sound and music, this is a big part where Halo came in. I like the alien effects and sounds. I also like the epic background music that Halo had. The sound was critical for immersion. I sourced and modified and implemented both music and sound effects directly into the game. The soundtrack really reinforces the Halo feel, while weapon effects and impact sounds provided like a satisfying feedback to the player. Together, the audio kind of layers together to help the world feel reactive and alive. Really, once you throw that audio in there, it really, really comes to life. So process and, oh, excuse me, AI enemies. So to complete the FPS experience, I designed and placed AI enemies. They provided a challenge and tension. They gave players objectives beyond exploration. Their placement was carefully chosen to complement the map's just natural flow, forcing strategic movement and making the combat loop more engaging. So the process and progression. So yeah, this project took shape steadily across a 5-week span. Week 1 began with blockouts, gray boxing. Week 2 focused on weapons and projectile systems. Week 3 brought in lighting, reflections, and sound. Week 4 is when I started implementing the AI into it. In the enemy locations. It's also where I started adding graffiti cues and the neon cues to help guide the players throughout the map. Week 5 was really just polish and just making it cool, adding exterior buildings from the map to make it feel like you're in a larger environment than you really are, like you're really in a city. And then, yeah, it was. It was quite the undertaking. So the final results, really at the end of this, is really a fully playable FPS experience. What I was going for. It features 2 weapons. It's AI-driven enemies, immersive sound. This is my little cyberpunk-inspired environment. This project taught me how to merge level design, coding, audio, and storytelling into one cohesive experience. Looking ahead, I do plan to increase AI's complexity. I'd really like to add some more weapons with different effects, particle effects, perhaps physics effects, I think would be fun. And really just scale the game with additional levels, maps, and styles. Continuing to build on the foundation I've already made here, I really think I'll take this project a lot further to add to my portfolio. This is what I've created, though. This is Deadlink. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Hope you like it.